Valley Club, the old man Logan meta is in full swing. He is dominant everywhere, but this is a good or a bad thing for the short-term health of Marvel Strike Force. The Crucible, War, and Arena stores are severely outdated. When can we expect some updates, and when will more Crimson gear arrive? And how important will it be to 100% to spotlight raids right away now that the final member of the team is Sasquatch arrives this week? We're answering these questions and more in this week's edition of your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. Joining me this week, fresh from his role of protecting Kang and the rest of the Masters of Evil, it's my brother prplestiky. And if you're ready for all of these topics and more, then Purple, let them know what to do.
You smash it.
Oh yeah, welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin, this is prplestiky, and this is your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. We do this thing every single week, keeping you up to date on everything that has happened over the past week in Marvel Strike Force and everything that is coming up next week in the game. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content. We have at least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos per week on the channel, usually more. Gameplay videos, news videos like this, question answer videos, everything to help your experience in Marvel Strike Force. But I've been waiting to ask this for you for a while. How has your experience been in Marvel Strike Force prplestiky? It has been a while. How has it been?
I'm having, it's kind of business as usual. I'm having a good time. CCing, still having fun in Crucible. That's my #1 thing that I enjoy. So I'm in a new alliance. My old alliance anomaly detected. Unfortunately, the leader quit, retired. So good for him. But that folded, unfortunately. So in a new alliance, getting settled in, and they're very war forward. So just kind of that whole thing, getting used to the new culture of the new alliance, and
nice.
Yeah. So everything's good, man.
How are you enjoying the meta of old man Logan all over the place? We're going to talk about his value in Arena, Cosmic Crucible, pretty much everywhere. How are you enjoying old man Logan in the meta right now?
I'm having a lot of fun with them. Arena is can be a little bit frustrating, I think, for sure, especially some of the sizes that I'm seeing. But I think CC is kind of interesting. You can really force someone to change their approach into an old man Logan team, depending on who the supporting cast is. So I think that's been interesting, kind of trying to solve those puzzles every CC. And then War, we're using him as an awesome offensive tool, so he's been fun there.
I've been having some crazy punch-ups with them. Obviously, they're going to be good. We knew they were going to be good. I'm surprised at how good they are. But let's move forward to the team that is kind of in the meta right now for the spotlight raids, and that is this Alpha Flight team. We got our first event for the character in Northstar, and I think this is a pretty good event. Obviously, with these these events that have these ranking rewards, these leaderboards, normally I push a little harder on these. Top 1,000 getting a diamond for Northstar. Top 3% is getting some Crimson gear. How hard are you going on this event? We're going to talk about the orb in just a little bit, but just based on these rewards, just based on what you could get from Northstar, what you see in these milestone rewards and ranking rewards, how hard are you pushing on this?
So I always just do, like, for this, like when I'm spending cores to do campaigns or whatever, I always do the 50s. And if I end up doing the 100s, you know, it's to maybe push me over to the edge into the next star level or something on Northstar. So I'm doing the 50s right now. That's me personally. I just don't have the core stockpile at the moment to really be doing the 100s. And the reality is for me too, like the meaningful rewards, right, are top. Top 1 to 3% is pretty good too. So yeah,
you're getting some of those Crimson pieces, which are very, very rare. So
that's
good.
Yeah, definitely good. I do find it hard for me with like the not really spending and stuff to compete with people in these to get like a meaningful placement. Yeah. So hey, maybe I'll get lucky and I'll get 1 to 3%. We'll see how hard people go, but the rewards are nice. I could use this Crimson gear for sure.
You could even argue that these 1 to 3 may be getting you a better reward than the top 1,000, because this diamond orb, or diamond dawn orb, it's a very low chance to get like a 2 or 3 diamond, but there's a chance for that. So you might get something even better.
I might even get a diamond on a character that I'm going to have at 7 stars in the next year. Like, so, I mean,
yeah, that ain't happening for Alpha Flight, but maybe 4 months, they said, right?
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, let's move on. Talk about the orb, because I think this is where the real grand prize is of this event. Not just the milestone rewards, not just the ranking rewards, this orb itself. I like a lot of these orbs. The last time we had an event orb, 50% chance of getting something good, 50% chance of getting something bad. This time, it's about a 45% chance of getting something good because in all of these rewards, well, we have 4 unfarmable characters, 5 farmable characters. So 45% chance of getting something unfarmable. How hard are you pushing in this event based on this orb?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still doing my 50s, so that hasn't changed it, but it's just been a added bonus for me that the orb is actually quite good. Okay. So I need the Spider Society characters. None of them are maxed out for me, so being able to get Penny, Peter B, and Pav has been fantastic. And then for newer and mid-game players, the extreme characters, Vol, Forge, all excellent characters. So I think overall this is definitely a win. This is a very good orb as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, you mentioned that they're useful. All of these characters are useful, not just the unfarmable characters. We got Extreme X-Men, which is useful in the raids. We got a Bifrost character in Val, useful in the raids. Sunspot now for that Alpha Flight team, useful in the Spotlight raids. So all of these characters have some value. I actually started hoarding as soon as I saw the blog post. I started hoarding my Hunter energy refreshes, hoarded it overnight. Now I did spend some energy. I didn't hoard everything because I did want to get my daily milestones. I don't want to screw up my potential buying of that strike pass and then not have my objectives meet. So I actually started hoarding for this once I saw it had a leaderboard. I was surprised when we had this orb come out and it was as good as we did. The last time I thought it was an anomaly, 50% chance of getting something good, 50% of bad. This one is almost there. Do you think this kind of orb, this good drop rate of these orbs with not a lot of bad stuff coming out, do you think this is a trend going forward? Because I think this is the past 2 events. We've had really, really good orbs in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hopeful that that's the case. Listen, if there's one thing I hate, and I know it seems silly because the entire game is basically RNG. I hate RNG, like the progression and stuff, the sheer randomness.
Yeah.
But the one thing about RNG is if roughly half the time it's something I need, that's not the worst odds in the world.
Yeah.
So hopefully, if we're gonna be doing the shard drop thing out of an orb, and we're gonna leave it up to chance, hopefully we keep up this trend where half the time roughly you're getting at least something you probably are gonna use, even if maybe it's not necessarily the spotlight character, the premier character there, but there's other stuff that you need. So I like it, and I hope they keep it up.
Yeah, I don't have the Spider Society raid. I like that it's unfarmable. And they did this. We have a minimum drop, 2 Northstar shards every time you open an orb. So you're not going to be just crap out of luck. It's not 50% chance of getting something bad. You're going to get some Northstar shards, something that probably need down the road. But yeah, I think this is a great orb. I'm pushing for this. Let me know in the comments, guys. Are you doing your 50 core refreshes, 100 core refreshes? Did you stock up on this? Let me know what you did. As we move on to the other event that's going on right now, this is based on your Allaince and Allaince spending. Now, the interesting thing about this, there is no limit for this. Usually with these kind of events, it's based on spending some kind of currency. This one is ISO 8 energy. Usually there's a limit, and then it's limited by your allied supply allied supply 5 orb fragments. There's no limit. Are you and your Allaince pushing for this one, trying to get some better rewards? Because you can max this out if your Allaince are all pushing on this one.
Yeah. So like I said, I am in a new alliance, but that was one of the first things when I got in there. They were talking about in Discord, was like coordinating on how to get this, because there's a lot of good mutant gear in there from the milestones. So yeah, we are making a concerted effort. I know people in my alliance, there are some spenders in there for sure, so they're picking up those. I think they're like daily purchases you can get for credit towards these.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I'm trying to pull my weight, right? I don't want to let these guys down. So I'm doing my 50s every day for the ISO just to make sure, as a more or less free to play player, that I'm pulling some weight and I'm doing what I need to do to help them out. So
nice. Yeah, I started hoarding this as well. I said you should coordinate with your alliance to do this. I did the stupid way. I just spent this on my own. I'm not sure what my alliance is doing, so I'm doing the 50 core refreshes. It looks like we're doing pretty good. I haven't really seen any conversations about this, but I do like these events that it is up to how hard you want to go with you and your alliance, and not based on some cap. So I hope they do these kind of uncapped events going forward. But let's go to Arena. There's a problem with Old Man Logan in Arena for some people. It is a tough, challenging matchup. There are a few defenses that I see. All of them have Apocalypse, Super Skrull, Black Knight, Old Man Logan. The 5th rotates. Black Cat is there sometimes. Void Knight is there sometimes. Sometimes I'm seeing Dormammu. Sometimes I'm seeing Doom. What is the most challenging defense for you? And does it really matter what's on defense? Because if it ends up with Old Man Logan versus Old Man Logan, it could end up bad. So what are you seeing in Arena that is tough for you?
Yeah, it kind of depends. I've been seeing a lot of, I have been seeing the Black Cat kind of variants in there, which has been interesting. Like I'm looking at my #1 ranked guy right now, and he's running, BK, APOC, Old Man Logan, and then the last 2 spots, he's not even bringing Super Scroll. It's Black Cat and Nightcrawler. I'm seeing a lot of Nightcrawler variants.
Hold on, dude. You left out one thing. There's no Mephisto in that #1 spot in your Arena team?
No, actually, I don't know that there's
lucky dog.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a Mephisto in my shard. If there is, I haven't seen it yet, and you'd think he'd be sitting at rank 1. He or she would be sitting at rank 1.
I mean, that would kind of be silly for someone to unlock Mephisto and not place them on defense, so I'm assuming they don't have them unlocked.
Yeah, so I guess I'm lucky. I still get rank 1 every once in a while, so.
Is there anything problematic that you're facing? I mean, there's counters for pretty much everything. The Ghost Rider, there's a counter for that. The Black Cat, the Dormammu, there's a counter for that. Doom, that's a pretty easy one. There's a counter for that.
Yeah.
What about Dakin? Have you seen Dakin as a 5th? I saw that early on before these characters were built up. It was a messy matchup. I haven't seen it since. Is Dakin a problem, especially if someone bought Dakin and has that revive once on that character?
Yeah, I actually have not fought. I'd be interested to see that. I don't believe, if memory serves, I don't think I fought a Dakin variant yet. But to your point, I mean, I always kind of use more or less, regardless of what I'm going up against. I change it sometimes depending to fit the scenario. But I'm generally speaking using Black Knight, Old Man Logan, APOC, Skrull, and then I like Void Knight as the 5th.
Offense or defense?
Offensively.
Okay.
So that's actually what I've been running at the moment. And there's almost nothing that I can't beat. There is some RNG in there. Like for instance, the thing that gets me, like if I, to be honest, with that team, if I lose a match, it's almost always because my Old Man Logan was not able to flip the stuff on like the world's biggest Black Knight. Like he doesn't flip the stuff and get the stun on him. Like if I can,
doesn't get removed.
Yeah, like if I can get the stun on him and flip his stuff and get the stun, like it's pretty much game over. Yeah. Unless something goes totally haywire. If I can get to an APOC ultimate and delete Old Man Logan, and we were able to lock down that Black Knight, it's pretty much game over. But I am seeing like gear tier 19, multiple diamond Black Knights, and I got a 6 yellow star Old Man Logan, so it doesn't always land, but I guess I could hedge my bets and make him skirmisher, but I'm too lazy to do that. But I've been doing pretty well in Arena, so.
All right. Well, one of the big problems in Arena is when it ends up Old Man Logan versus Old Man Logan. I just took that as an automatic loss. The community doesn't like that. We got some response from the devs. It was on Mobile Gamer Stream. This is from one of his videos. I know it's hard to see, but what it says, this is John L from the team. Thanks for your feedback about Old Man Logan's ability. Upon checking his kits, they're working as intended. Though players may get into a loop due to his revive mechanic, there are ways to avoid this kind of situation by eliminating Old Man Logan as fast as you can. These abilities will not allow him to revive. I think for me, the biggest solution to this has been the empowered basic for Apocalypse. What are you doing? Is there any way to deal with Old Man Logan besides that? Is there something that I'm missing?
He is target #1 for my APOC empowered basic. That's it. When it comes down to if he's the last person on the board, you've probably lost. You know what I mean? Like it's probably not going to work out. And if you're the second if I happen to end up, I'm pretty good about not getting the loop. I either lose or win before that at this point because I've realized, hey, that's a problem. We need to work around that. Yeah. If I get into a loop though, I'm done. I'm quitting out. Like there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, that's it.
I think the only solution to this customer service, the only solution is that empowered basic for from Apocalypse. I haven't run into anything, but if there is something out there that I'm missing, let me know in the comments as we move on to Crimson Gear in the game. It is a very, very short supply. I need like thousands and thousands of these catalysts. I'm getting like 5 or so per day. So it's gonna be a while before I am finished with Dark Dimension 7. When do you think we're getting more Crimson Gear? Actually, when we get more Crimson Gear sometime, do you think it's gonna be added to the nodes first or a store first? Actually, let me ask you. Sorry, let me ask you a question there. So when do you think we're going to be getting more Crimson gear added? When do you think we're going to get more Crimson gear available? And when it is available, where do you think it's going to be added first? To one of these stores, War Store, Raid Store, something else, or will it be on a node on one of these hard heroes or hard villains or something like that?
Yeah, so my guess is they probably have I would think they probably have some sort of threshold metric on their end where they're like, hey, once X amount of people get Mephisto, we'll open it up here. You can get a little bit through raids or these new raids that we're launching. And then when the next batch of people, we hit this threshold of Mephistos out in the game, then we'll do this and you'll have access to G19 there. So my guess is that's probably what they're looking at. I would say it's probably still going to be a while before we see another meaningful source of it. Like 3 months at a minimum would be my guess. I think it's going to be several months before we see another meaningful place where we can get Gear 19. Once that happens, I mean, as far as nodes versus store, I mean, where I feel like if they were going to put it on node, it would be involved in a new campaign, right? Like, what are they going to do? Put it on these existing ones that were already just like totally crushing?
Do you think they're going to add more campaigns, or they're just going to keep replacing the ones that are already there?
I think if they're going to put them on a campaign node, I think it would be a new campaign.
Brand new one.
They don't make new campaigns that often. So
no.
My thought is they probably just added to a store. Like, you know what I mean? Now, what store that would be, or what currency? Do we even have access to that currency? Like, I don't know. It could go into the war store with maybe. The problem with the stores too is if they keep the same currency, people have stockpiles. I have almost 300,000 of both, like in Crucible store.
Is that a bad thing though? I want to get my Crimson gear right away though, Purple.
Oh. No, dude, I'm with you. I would love. I'm just saying on their end. Like,
no, don't mention it. Maybe they'll forget about that. Maybe they'll forget about it.
Okay, maybe they'll forget it. Well, in that place, if that's the case, yeah, throw them in War and Crucible stores, and I can use all these stockpiles.
Why don't we go all three? Why don't we go actually all four? War, Crucible, Raids, and Arena. Everything. Yeah. Oh, let's go 5. Let's go Blitz store as well. I got a lot of Blitz currency. Let's go there.
Arena wouldn't be that bad. I mean, Arena currency doesn't come that frequently. I feel like I'm always kind of choked on Arena stuff, to be honest with you.
I don't know what I'm spending my
Arena on right now. But
yeah. All right, let me go back to one of your other questions about the timing of when we're going to get this stuff for Mephisto or more Crimson gear. It obviously is going to be tied to how many Mephistos is unlocked. It's not a lot. I'm ranked 1324. I'm through City. I still have to do all the global, all the cosmic, all the legendary, all the mythic, and I'm 1324. There's not a lot that have Mephisto. What do you think that number is before they start releasing it? Is it 1,000? Is it 2,000 that needs to have a Mephisto? When do you think, what do you think that number is?
Say 1,000 before we see
1,000.
I'll say 1,000 before we see the next threshold, and then they open up the gates a little bit more on G19. I'll call it.
1,000 sounds like a reasonable number, but I'm going to go lower than that just because I want it sooner rather than later. I'm going to say 700 just because that's what I want.
I hope you're right. I changed mine to 700 too because that's also what I want. So
okay, let's do that. Let's change it all.
All right, 700.
700 is our prediction. All right, let's talk about these stores. The Raid store got an update a month or so ago. Really, really good. I'm buying stuff here all the time. I'm always buying these uniques. Anything lower than 100, I started buying them, and I'm just keep buying them because even though I'm buying stuff, my raid credits just keep going up because they've been so generous with this. Awaken abilities are great, but the rest of these stores, not that great. We talked about the Blitz store, having a lot of Blitz credits because there's not much to buy there for me. Same thing with the Arena store. I don't know what the last time I bought anything in Arena store. I'm not really starved for training materials. War store's been pretty bad for a while. Cosmic Crucible store used to be like the premier store. Hasn't been updated in a while other than some characters being added, but this gear, not too crazy. What do you think they could do to make these stores better? I mean, maybe not even Crimson gear. Obviously, that would be great, but what do you think they need to do to make it like the Raid store? Add more nodes, give more currency? What do you think the problem is with these other stores here?
Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, Raid is, to your point, Raid is now awesome.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Arena store. Arena store has, for a long time, I'm fine on them now, but for a long time, I was just buying training modules, the 20 purples, which are like nothing, because I always needed training mod, so I was just getting them. Right now I'm pretty flush on training materials, so I've stopped doing that. Arena Store's so bad that I'm now just randomly purchasing Star-Lord Annihilation that I still somehow I don't even really even use them. He's just to have them, just to get it done.
I thought you were just buying them for the ultimate stars.
No, he's not even 7 stars for me yet. So I'm I'm at 271 out of 300. I was like, I guess I'll get him to 7 stars. I hardly even ever use them.
So bad that you're just buying random characters for ultimate shards.
No, not quite that bad. Right. So thing number 1 for Arena Store, put some good characters in here. Like, put some characters that, like, it's not terrible if you're like a new or a mid-game player or whatever. Like, it's not the world's worst characters. Like, you got Gambit and you got Noir, I guess. If you like, I mean, really, it's like Gambit and Noir, honestly, as I'm looking at this. I guess maybe Ronin, but like,
they're outdated. Yeah, Ronin's kind of still in the meta.
He's all right. But yeah, no, it's just a super outdated old store. There's nothing good in it. So like, that's thing number 1, is just put good characters, like semi-newer characters in there. I kind of feel the same way about the War Store. War Store, I'm literally just using that as another way to farm the uniques, the teal uniques.
Yeah,
that's basically all I'm doing. I don't think there's anything else of value that I need from here.
It seems like such a bad value. Look at these. You're getting 1 unique here. When you go to the raid store, you're getting 4 uniques.
Oh, yeah.
It is. I mean, everything is so
outdated. The value's terrible.
All that stuff.
Yeah, no, the value's terrible. I just don't have anything else to use the war credits on, like, because there's no characters that I need. So I think at the end of the day, the best way to make these stores more meaningful is to put stuff that people need in them, and that's characters. Like, characters. That's like the easiest thing to do, is like, hey, who isn't farmable yet? Let's start kind of funneling some of these people into, and it's a little bit self-limiting too, because you only get so many opportunities for that character to pop every time there's a refresh, right? So, I mean, unless someone's willing to sit there and like core a store so that they can spend war currency on whatever the next character they put in there, like, I guess people might do that,
but then you got to spend cores. That's like real money.
Do that. So I'm just saying, like, I guess my point is, like, it's limiting in some regard. It's not like you put it into the war store to buy and it pops up randomly and all of a sudden everyone has them at 7 star. Like, it's still going to take people time, and all the better for Scopely. If someone really wants to core it out and get that character built fast with the credits, great. They spent their cores. So they just need to put good stuff in there. Crucible store, the only thing I'm looking forward to is Red Goblin, and he's almost at 7, and then I go back to like not caring at that point.
Would you buy gold from these with your training in your arena credits, your Crucible credits, your Blitz credits for some gold? Is that something that you would do?
Absolutely. Dude, if I could buy gold, if it was not like the world's worst rate of return, if it was even semi-reasonable, I would probably have almost no currency for any of these stores, because I would just get gold 100%.
I'd like that as well. Now, there's some other useless materials here. Let's go to this. I don't think I'm ever going to use these silver promotion credits. Over 33,000 of these. I have over 12,000 gold promotion credits. I don't think I'm ever going to use this. What would a good conversion rate of these silver or gold promos be to gold for you to be like, yeah, I'm spending it all? Because new players need this stuff. As you get your characters to 7 star, it is because less and less valuable. I'm not sure if they're ever going to do any solution for it, but I would like to buy gold with some of this currency. What would be a good rate for you to use it on gold?
I'm in your boat, so I have 39,000 silver and like almost 9,000
for 10 million gold, or 1,000 for 1 million gold. Is that a good ratio for these silvers?
1,000 for 1 million gold. That actually seems maybe too generous for silvers. I like it. That actually, I feel like that might be too. I like that, but I think that it might actually be too generous.
I mean, think about a year ago. You would like, hell no, I'm not doing that. But now with the diamonds and everything is like, oh yeah, I don't care about these anymore.
Yeah, maybe like 1,000 gold promo credits get you, I don't know, 2, 3, maybe 3 million gold.
Okay, I'd take
1,000 gold promos get you 3 million gold, and then the silvers. God, there's just so many of that. You might have to cut that down to
convert them to gold. You get some conversion rate to gold, or silver promotion credits, gold promotion credits to diamond promotion credits, or
Oh
dark
God,
diamonds.
I love that.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. All right, one more thing for these updated stores. We haven't got any costume credits for a while. And I know these are cosmetic. Some people don't care about these at all. I kind of do, though. When do you think, are we going to get more costume credits, or are these just going to be for sale at this point?
I have been like shocked at how they have not seemingly really embraced the costume thing. Like we occasionally get a costume for a character, right? And it's almost always tied to like a whale milestone or something like that, or you get it as part of a purchase or whatever. I really thought that they were going to go harder into the costume side of things and give us a whole lot of options for different characters, because I think that's fun, but I guess they've determined that it's not worth their time.
Yeah, I was
the
hoping
return's
it'd
not
be
there.
profitable. I like them. I was hoping it'd be profitable, but the investment of time to make these costumes and the money they get back, I don't think was worth it for them. So
we're not getting the costume credits at a very good clip at the moment. And honestly, I'm looking at the store. There's only 3 of these that I don't have. It's like Shang-Chi. Somehow I don't have Shang-Chi, Emma, and like President Loki or something are the 3 I don't have. And I don't even know if I like them enough, even if I had the credits, to bother spending on them.
I don't really use them anymore. They're kind of out of the meta.
So I would just, in general, I think it's a fun thing for the community. Like, it would be cool to look forward to, like, man, I really love the way, I don't know, this Nightcrawler costume looks so cool, really changes it up. It's really interesting. And like, you're looking forward to accruing those costume credits. And it's another thing in the game to look forward to and be excited about. And I think it's unfortunate that that's not the case. So
I do as well. And even in an inception of costumes, it was older characters. Like Elektra was one of the first ones. Captain Marvel was one of the first ones. And that was before her A-Force rework. And she just wasn't very good.
And the palette swaps too. That was one of the problems too, is a lot of those were just like, I know it's low effort, but a lot of it, like, there's nothing less exciting than
Shang-Chi is just a palette swap pretty much. Come on.
I'm going to take a character that's in a white outfit and make it like a silver outfit. And I'm just like, okay, cool. Like, Elektra has a different color sash now. I'm like, all right, why even bother?
All right, hey, and a belated happy Father's Day to you, Purple Sticky. Did you get your free Peter B shards?
I did. Nice. Yeah. All 10 of them.
Mother's Day, we got a lot of stuff. We got some blitzes. We got a lot of character shards. But this is actually something I could use. So I guess my question is, would you rather get a lot of stuff for Father's Day, even if you can't use it, but just it's a big celebration, or not a lot of stuff, but actually stuff that you could use? What would be a better celebration for you? How they did for Father's Day or how they did for Mother's Day?
Selfishly, I prefer the Father's Day because I don't even remember the Mother's Day stuff, but I probably didn't really need any of that.
That's because you didn't need it.
I probably didn't need any of it.
Thank you for recognizing the moms. They're important, but I didn't need any resources.
Yeah, selfishly, I'd prefer a character that I really need that's relatively new, like Peter B. But for like the greater good of the community, there's a lot of players that are newer mid game that probably really benefited from the Mother's Day stuff. So there's probably a happy middle ground. We can meet in the middle somewhere, do a combination. Why does it have to be one or the other? Like, it doesn't have to go insane, but a little something for endgame players, a little something for people coming up. Everyone's happy, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody could benefit from Peter B. So I like this. I like this. Yeah, everybody needs the spotlight raids. I mean, everybody needs to start to work toward the spotlight raids. So I think I'm happy with this. And Purple, we had another round of coming out milestones. This one, not that hard to find. No controversy with the web. First one was on your Quick Rumble Blitzes. It was actually, no. The first one was here on the Quick Rumble Blitzes. Milestone 3, very easy to get. And the second one was at the Cosmic 3-6, where America Chavez is farmed. Were you able to get these? Did you claim all these? And did you get anything good from this coming out orb?
Yeah, I was able to get all of them. So the milestone one was super easy because, it's just a thing I'm going to be doing anyway. Yeah. And then shout out to whatever legend on Discord was like, hey, go to the America Chavez node. I literally would have never found that. Like, I'm not farming that node. So shout out to whoever posted about that.
Well, luckily for you, I post them all on Twitter. So if you just go to my Twitter, I mean, a few minutes after it's been posted. It's 4 o'clock. It went live. 4:30 has been posted. So, guys, if you want to search for it, have some fun with the thing, make sure you just look for it. But if you just want to like get the items, get the resources, go to the Twitter, go to the YouTube page at all. Guaranteed docking shards. Get anything else good? I think I got 1 million gold out of this. Some training modules, all good stuff.
Yeah. I couldn't even tell you exactly what I got here, but it was stuff I need, right?
I know you got some docking shards. I know you got some docking shards.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, definitely got 10 docking shards. So it wasn't something where I like got it. I was like, oh man, awesome. But it's stuff I needed, right? I needed docking shards. I'll never say no to gold. I'll never say no to training materials. So that's cool. I'll take it. Very low effort to get some free stuff. Awesome. Yeah, cool.
I like it. I like it like that. Yeah. All right. Sasquatch is coming out tomorrow, being released on the 21st of June. Now, the interesting thing about this, 675 power cores for his offer, for his orb. Guaranteed at least 6 shards in his orb. It's a 45 shard unlock, meaning if you go and buy this orb, you get the Guardian unlocked during his event. You could have Alpha Flight up and running a few weeks earlier, or a week or so earlier. Is this worth it enough to core in his orb so your Allaince could potentially beat the spotlight rates at 100% right away, or should you be waiting till all of them are available for you to play? Are the rewards difference from 100% to 50% good enough to really push for this?
So I think I'm trying to look at it here. So it appears that the reward difference, I think you get maybe 2 more of the Crimson Gear Raid Orb fragments. It looks like roughly 2 more. And then you get part of a Armory 19 orb. So it's not nothing. I'll take it. Like if we're looking between like the 40% and the 100% there's a little bit of a difference. So yeah, no, it's not nothing. Am I going to say that's enough for you to go out and buy a character and use all your cores on it? I don't know.
Some alliances it will be. For some alliances it'll be a hell no. So it depends on your alliance.
Yeah.
What are you and your alliance doing? Are you guys pushing for this or not?
So these guys are pretty serious about ranking well in raid season, excuse me. Yeah. I do know that. So they're actually coordinating. They're pairing us off with people like the free to play paired off with a spender. Yeah. And we're coordinating so that the free to play can knock out the Spider Society, the spender can knock out the Alpha Flight portion of it, and by doing that, hopefully we'll be able to 100% these. So I think that's the play right now. So you can be smart in that way, really coordinated with your alliance, and not everyone needs to have everything in order to do it. So I think that's our approach right now, which is cool. Like I'll take more. It's not, this isn't turning me into a spender by any means, but if my alliance wants to do it that way and all it takes is for us to coordinate a little bit and maintain communication, then yeah.
Half of the alliance needs to buy the Alpha Flight. I think what you guys are doing is a good thing, coordinating with that. If half of the alliance is going to buy Alpha Flight, or at least core for Alpha Flight, I think you guys could coordinate, because that's all you need to complete this. Half the alliance doing that. All right, at Purple's Ticket, we got some new frames, sort of new frames. We got some of these old ones that got replaced. We got the Juneteenth one that came back, and some of these Pride ones. Do you look at these frames, do you change them up based on what character you have as your avatar, or do these not matter for you?
No, I'll be honest with you. I'm not much of the decorative sort. It just doesn't do anything that much for me. That's cool for people that are into that. I very rarely change my avatar. I might change the avatar like once, twice a year, maybe. And then at that time, I'll just be like, all right, what frames do I got? Maybe I change it. Right now, I'm going with the Green Goblin Classic with candy corn.
Oh, nice.
So,
I did get the candy corn.
Yeah. But no, this is cool. It's, it's a low impact thing. It's not really that big a deal to me, but if you want to make a statement about who you are, what you believe in, what you're into, or whatever, you just like the colors. I think that's awesome. It gives people the options. And it's, it's always fun to see new stuff, but there's a lot of people that have started the game.
Sort of new, right? I mean, if you're playing last year, these you already have these in account.
Yeah.
But if you just started playing between last year and not, then all these stuff is new. So that's good. Make it available to everybody. I like that. All right, let's move on to something that's not as fun. Let's talk about Cosmic Crucible and the matchmaking with it. I've been having tough matchmaking this season. Lots of punch-ups. Pretty much every week seems like a punch-up. What are your thoughts on Cosmic Crucible, and what can they do to fix the trophy situation? They were trying to fix it, I think, before this update. That didn't go as planned. So, Purple, what do you think is the biggest problem with matchmaking now, and what can the devs do to fix that?
Yeah, I think what a lot of people are running into is what feels the worst in matchmaking for CC is when you get paired up against someone and you just simply have no chance, right? Whatever reason for that is, it's a giant Kraken that's just not into Cosmic Crucible, or people, sandbag, lose on purpose to dominate, smaller accounts and stuff. And that just never feels great. I don't know what the fix for that is. Because everyone has to fight somebody. You have to fight somebody, right? So I don't know. I really don't know what the fix for that is, but it definitely doesn't feel good. For me right now, the matchmaking issue that I'm running into, it's not even an issue. It's just the reality of the game is I'd say half the time now I'm getting someone with Mephisto, and it's just like, I know going into this, I am probably going to lose. They have to just have no idea what's going on and just make the worst decisions, like multiple terrible decisions. And then maybe I have a shot. And sometimes that does happen. So I go into them assuming that I am not going to win. And if I happen to win, I'm like, awesome, that was cool. We really got one over on that guy or gal. So yeah, it's just tough, but I don't know how to fix that.
Well, I guess wondering what the problem is. I'm wondering if the problem is with the algorithm and they're basing it too much on your wins and losses, not as much on your TCP. And if changing the algorithm would be good, or if it's more on these trophies and reduction of trophies, destroying trophies and then compiling everybody. I remember there was a lot when we first started. There was a lot in Grandmasters, Masters 3. Now it seems that there's not a lot in Masters, 1, 2, because of the shrinking of trophies. And people are getting pushed down to Diamond, Diamond 1, Diamond 2. And, just because everybody's in the same bracket, it makes the matchmaking a lot harder. So what do you think the big problem is? The algorithm itself, or the trophies, like reducing the amount of people in different tiers and everybody's in the same tier and getting some bad matchmaking from that?
Yeah, it could be the trophy crunch. That's been a pretty contentious issue. I think just the brackets getting smaller and smaller, which probably hasn't helped anything. But yeah, it's tough because even something like TCP is not a good measure. Right?
No, because there's rosters that are like really bottom heavy. There's rosters that are top heavy and they have a low TCP, but they have like the craziest characters built up. So
so that's tough too. I don't know what the perfect solution is. I really don't, just based off the system that they have in place currently. But I think expanding out the individual brackets here is a good first step, and kind of backing off that crunch that we're seeing, the compression of trophies and everything, and just getting people a little bit more spread out. I think that's a good first step.
I think that's a good first step. Yeah, I think that's what they wanted to do. For some reason or another, it got delayed and it's not implemented right now. But if they do that, I'm curious to see if that just fixes everything, or they need to actually change the algorithm and make it more based on TCP to make it fair. But then, like you said, that may not be the best solution either, because there'd be some weird rosters and people not as engaged, things like that. Let's move on to actual Cosmic Crucible gameplay. What were some problem rooms that you faced this week in Cosmic Crucible? And then I'll tell you mine. Or some problems that you faced in Cosmic Crucible.
So actually, interestingly enough, what cost me a win yesterday is my Masters of Evil not being able to take an out of time noir in room 1. Oh. Very interestingly, I was like, oh, Masters of Evil have this. There's no Black Knight here. They can take this. And then they just petered out. We got stuck behind a Captain America that kept reflexive taunting. I'm not even saying that's a particularly great team comp or a great room. It's just like, with what I had left, I think I underestimated it too much with Noir there. I was like, Masters of Evil got this, and they certainly did not. So that was kind of an interesting one that caught me off guard this week. But yeah, it's been mainly, most recently, I think, just Old Man Logan, right? Besides
the room two.
Yeah. Besides the Mephistos, which Mephisto is what Mephisto is, you gotta...
I mean, you could beat them, but then the rest of your rooms are screwed up because
exactly,
if you counter on Mephisto. So.
Yeah, you're either like double sacking and then New Warriors, or you're bringing in MOE with Cabal, and then it's like, all right, great, what are you going to use for everything else? Yeah, because you're down two major teams that you had to use on one room.
Hopefully, your opponent puts Apocalypse, Skrull, and Mephisto all in the same room, and you need one team.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the dream, right? But yeah, no, aside from that, yeah, it's been Old Man Logan. Mostly I've seen him in room 2. I'm actually looking at this, my round 3 right now, and the guy has him in room 5, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, it's been a lot of just figuring out the puzzle around Old Man Logan, because the counter that's needed for that changes drastically depending on who the supporting cast is. Yeah. So the things you can get away with on a pure Mercs for Money team are a lot different than what you can get away with when there's a pre-taunt there, or when Nightcrawler's there, or they throw in a Phoenix and a Bishop. That, like, all of that changes the equation.
Or like, you got a Nightcrawler, you got a Bishop, who's a pre-taunt, you got a Panoply. Yeah, it gets really, really messy. Yeah. Pure Mercs for Money, very, very easy. But when that pre-taunt is there, or the speed gets turned over from Nightcrawler, or Knockin gets the assist, and Old Man Logan goes from the assist, and it screws up a lot. So yeah, this has been a big problem. Other problem I've had is kind of what you have, underestimating teams. This team shouldn't be that much of a problem. There's Extreme X-Men with Dormammu, different combos of that I've seen, but I've underestimated that a couple times this week.
You know what gets me with that team?
I lost.
Yeah. You know what gets me with that, and it shouldn't be an issue on that one, but when there is a Nightcrawler there, if they are running Nightcrawler, Dorm, or even a Phantom X, any of those characters that give them evade, when there's a Dormammu there, I'm like, oh, cool, like I can probably get this, I might be able to get this done with Secret Defenders, because I'm using them on offense now. I always forget that they can evade Black Cat's Revive Once steal. And I even one time last week, I loaded in with Secret Defenders. I'm like, am I going crazy here, chat? What's going on? Did we not get any? And everyone's like, you're an idiot. They evaded on spawn. I'm like, that's right. They do evade it on spawn. So that's got me once or twice.
All right, well, this one got me. I used Northstar yesterday, worked perfectly. Today I used Northstar in this room to remove the Revive Onces. He didn't even take a turn. So yeah, that's been my problem this week. And finally, the thing that I'm in right now is Dark Dimension, and I'm stuck. We beat the Unlimited, we beat City, and it's gonna be probably at least a month or two before I'm entering Global to get all the health catalysts for these characters. What is your progress right now in Dark Dimension?
I actually just finished. I just finished Unrestricted.
Nice.
I am somebody that I've always done this with Dark Dimensions, and this is the way I like to do it. I bring in like the 5 best characters that I have initially that I know by the time I get to the section, like, they're not getting replaced. Like, I am going to be using these characters. You know what I mean? So I tend to do it that way.
Skrull, Apocalypse, Black Knight, Vulture, and Robbie. Who'd you bring for your first run?
I brought in Skrull, Vulture, Noir, Robbie, Old Man Logan.
Okay. Old Man Logan is a great choice. Dude,
let me tell you what. In my opinion, I personally don't build for Dark Dimension. I don't recommend people do, because you're going to get through it no matter what anyway. Like, when I build, obviously I want to have a team that's halfway decent, but you're going to get through the nodes anyway, right? So I want to make sure I have value. When it's all said and done, I want to make sure I have value in those G19 characters and other game modes. That's how I approach it.
So no Stitcher this time for you.
No Stitcher this time.
I don't think I'm doing that either.
Yeah. But if you want a cheat code, nothing's that important to get through it fast, but if you want a cheat code for Unrestricted, Old Man Logan with Robbie Reyes is unbelievable. Oh. Dude, I couldn't even tell you the amount of times Robbie and Old Man Logan went back and forth taking like 7 turns before anyone on the enemy team got to do anything, because they're just speeding each other up. Old Man Logan's putting insane bleeds on the enemy team. Robbie's taking a bunch of turns. That's speeding up. Old Man Logan's assisting. That's speeding him up again. And when the enemy has a bleed, I think he gets like 30% speed. And it was just, absolutely steamrolled the unrestricted section. It was insane. But no, so that was a lot of fun. And I'm pretty much teed up for City right now.
City will be very easy, Purple.
Yeah,
three attacks here. As long as you got Robbie, City's going to be easy.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I should be in there any day now.
2 attacks here, yeah. Less than a week, you should be done with City. And then it's just waiting for all the pieces for Global. That's the big wait.
What's your Global plan? I actually saw your City team. I think that's pretty much more or less what I'm bringing in. What are you looking at for Global right now?
Black Knight's ready.
Yep.
Nightcrawler needs a couple more health catalysts, maybe like 50 more health catalysts, and he's done. And then Cabal. So Leader, Iron Patriot, and Namor. Namor does take mutant gear, so that's a little downside using it on Old Man Logan, Nightcrawler, and Namor. But I think long term, because I like Cosmic Crucible more than War, I think that's the best for what I enjoy in the game.
Yeah, that's exactly my plan. The exact team you just said, that's what I plan on bringing in. And nice. People were asking me, on Twitch, like, hey, if you could bring Alpha Flight or Cabal, who are you going to bring, assuming everything's equal? And my answer, again, biased kind of like you, because I really like Cosmic Crucible. Yeah. Cabal are incredible, man. And they're so good. They're like new Warriors, on steroids as far as effectiveness in Cosmic Crucible. I think they're going to be so good for so long. That no turn meter mechanic is absolutely insane. So I think if you enjoy CC at all, I think you're going to get extreme long-term value out of Cabal. And I don't think for a second you'll regret taking them into DD7.
All right, let's move on to your Cosmic plan. For me, Void Knight, Kang. I think everybody should bring those characters in. Then I'm going to round it out with Eternals, and right now I'm looking towards Val, but that might change because of the Osmium. I'm thinking bringing Nova for the Legendary. What are you thinking for Cosmic?
So right now I'm going to do Kang. I think Kang's kind of a given. I am going to do Void Knight.
Okay.
And I think
I was gonna be mad if you weren't gonna automatically do Void Knight.
Yeah, no, I'm doing Void Knight. Void Knight's awesome. Void Knight's gonna be long after Hive Mind dies off. Void Knight is gonna continue a fast character that pulls people together, flips things, and applies ability block. Is gonna be great for a long time. So I think I might do Void Knight, Kang. And then I was between, we'll see how it goes on Mystic Gear. I was between either the Eternals for the last 2 spots or Photon and one other. I haven't decided yet.
Gotcha.
So it'll be a while. I'll have to see how the gear falls.
It's a few months away.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Legendary, you got Old Man Logan. I think you got it beat. So I think just whatever gear you got, bring those characters, because Old Man Logan can solo this, I think. Yeah. From what I hear.
Yeah, Old Man Logan, Green Goblin Classic, Black Hat. I think I got earmarked for that.
Those 3. After that, the other 2 I don't think matter too much.
Yeah, I would agree.
And that's it for the news. A lot more going on than I thought was going on. Arena is where it's at. Cosmic Crucible hopefully gets fixed soon. And Dark Dimension, hopefully whatever Dark Dimension you're chasing, you get that finished soon. Final thoughts of the week, Brother Purple.
No, man, I'm having a good time, and life is good, and I'm enjoying MSF still. So, yeah, no complaints here, man.
Me as well. No major bugs this week. I guess that's from no major events this week, but no major bugs either. That's a good thing. Yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you got some value from this video. And if you did, leave it a like. It is free for you. It helps the YouTube algorithm out a lot. And if you want to see what are the best characters to use your dark promos and dark diamond credits on, make sure you check out the video up there. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Are you ready for a fist bump, Brother Purple?
Always. I'm always ready.
All right, let's do it. Fist pump, ValleyFlyin, Purple Sticky, out. Have a great rest of your day, guys.